Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskers Midweek. This is going to be Gator Licks. I'm your host, Chop.
Gator.
Chris.
Blake. And I want to start by reiterating to our listeners that on Gator Licks, the guitar is live. Can you play us something? Look.
Yeah, let me turn up.
So he's sitting here with his guitar in the garage, and he's playing it. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna review an album this week. What album are we doing this week?
Oh man, okay. Led Zeppelin 1.
Boom.
Bam. Yeah, smack you in the face.
Like, what else is there?
So this album is particularly special to me. So growing up, my dad was like strict about the radio and strict about music. He only played music he liked. So my dad went to Woodstock. He's like, he's in it. He knows good music. He saw Jimi Hendrix live. You know what I mean? So I absolutely respect his decisions. But every time Led Zeppelin would come on the radio, my dad would fucking turn it off. Yeah, that shit. And he'd turn it right off the radio, man. I never heard Led Zeppelin.
What?
Until I was like, I think I was like 12. And I was on a road trip with my parents. And we were going through Arkansas. Y'all remember going to gas stations back in the day and they'd have fucking cassette tapes out the wazoo, right?
Yeah.
So we went to a gas station in Arkansas. I had cassette tapes fucking out the walls, man, just racks and racks of them. So my parents were going through them because it was like a good deal, and we listened to music all the time in the car, whether it was Eric Clapton or the Beatles or Stephen Stills, something like that. Today, my dad was like, "Hey, Pat, they got Led Zeppelin 1. You want to get it?" She was like, "Yeah." So we're cruising through Arkansas, and my dad puts Led Zeppelin 1 in the cassette tape, and man, it was fucking mind-blowing. I had never heard...
Why did he decide now is the time?
So this is when he spilled the beans and he was like, this is the only album worth listening to. So, I took that on and believed that for a while. Now, of course, I'm not stuck in that. I can step outside of Led Zeppelin 1 and definitely like all the other music. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's great. It's fantastic. You know what I mean? Not downtrodden at all. But I can understand why somebody would hear Led Zeppelin 1 and say, you can take it and leave all the rest because that's all Led Zeppelin is. I can understand that. But I don't think you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? There's other good stuff.
So can we talk about the atmosphere, the time, I guess, that Led Zeppelin kind of became?
Yeah, I think so. This album came out in either 69 or 70.
Yeah, because I think it was 68, I think, when they got together.
Yeah.
And they started... Okay, hold on. We have to back up even more.
Yeah, you're going to back up a bit because this gets super critical.
So I guess the Yardbirds. Do you know about the Yardbirds?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, yeah. That's what made me think of it, is you mentioned Eric Clapton.
Yeah, exactly. I'm filling it in, man. We're going to talk about it.
So, and I think they had... Jimmy Page, that's where he really cut his teeth and was like, all right, I'm a musician. Like, And after the kind of, like, hip-hoppy, like, poppy nonsense of the 50s was kind of dying, and you're getting into blues again. And Jimmy Page, having been a part of the Yardbirds, was trying to disassociate himself from that style of music, even though that's where he had, had some recognition.
It's that blues roots.
Yeah.
That was, like, the whole point of, like, the Yardbirds. It was very bluesy, poppy for that time.
So he breaks away. He uses his own money, and he puts together a band that, it seems like it was different. He wanted it to be different. He used his own money to put the band together and lay down tracks and record, so that he had full artistic license.
Yeah.
And he almost like built this thing in secret. It seemed like when I was listening to it. Like the documentary I watched today about it. It seems like he almost built it in secret and then showed it, to the world, because he didn't want someone to like bastardize that idea that he had in his head.
Yeah.
The vibe I really got was Jimmy Page is the reason for Led Zeppelin. Like he's not the front man, but he's the the drive.
force behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Austin Gym, though. Robert Plant lives here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's an Austin guy now.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of cool. So tying it back home.
Yeah, and then who are the other people in the band?
So Jimmy Page plays guitar. Mm-hmm. John Paul Jones plays bass.
Who also plays keyboard. He also plays
Yeah.
harmonica. Like he plays everything. I think.
And he's so phenomenal musician. Like the guy, like again, Led Zeppelin 1. Man, the first time I heard that album, I never heard instruments played in that way, guitar, bass, and drums. So John Bonham. I dropped the D word.
Yeah.
That's the serious moving force within Led Zeppelin, especially.
Well, and if you're gonna make a blues rock group, those are the pieces. Like you've got an amazing guitar player. Now you've got a heavy-handed drummer.
Oh man.
And Bonham played drums. He was awesome, but he was heavy. Like I think they reject the term that they were the first heavy metal band. I think they think that concept is stupid.
Yeah.
But they were rock. I mean, they were not. They were heavily influenced by blues, but they were rock, and you could really feel it in how heavy Bonham's hands were.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
And then John Paul Jones laying down that fucking bass, dude. Like it's slow and just boom, and it just rolls. It just keeps rolling on you.
Yeah.
That's that blues influence. Now, frontman.
Yeah. That voice.
Robert Plant.
This guy, and he was
He wrote most of the lyrics.
I think when Jimmy Page found him, he was like 19 or something.
Wow.
So the dude was, I don't know, man. He's just he's a freak of nature. He's just one of those once in a, not even in a lifetime, in a generation frontmen.
Yeah. He's what David Lee Roth wishes he was.
Yeah, dude, he's got style and he's got